Chris Candido. No gimmicks needed.
Triple threats. I've mentioned it before. Shane Douglas, Bam Bam Bigelow. Francine's there as well, and then Chris comes in, and they must have all got on well enough because they all got matching tattoos pretty soon afterwards.
Yeah. The whole story was crazy. I was at my grandmother's house for no, I'm sorry, I was at my Aunt Kathy's house for somebody's birthday, and limousine pulls up. My mom's like, Cook's here in a limousine. He wants to take you for a ride. I'm like, all right. So I go out there. My bro's in his gimmick. And he's like, oh, dude, he's like, I left WWF. I'm going to this new federation. I'm like, really? He's like, you want to take a ride with me to Philadelphia? I'm like, yeah, let's go. So, I told my mom I'm going with Cook to Philadelphia. I remember rolling up to the building and just seeing all these fans everywhere, like crazy fans trying to look in the limousine. And I'm thinking, I'm like, are these people even going to know who he is? Like, because they don't watch WWF, are they even going to know who he is? What's going to happen? So I remember he went there. I was up in the Eagles Nets watching. He had a match with Spike Dudley that night, hit him with the top rope power bomb, got a great reception. He was so happy, when he came back through the curtain. And him, Shane, and Bammer got along great. They were like brothers, And my brother had known Bam Bam since forever. Bam Bam was at the shows in Marucci. I think he's 9 years older than Chris or 10 years older than Chris. So like when my brother was 13, that'd make Bammer was 24, and he was already kind of established. So he'd come to the little shows in Marucci Park in Spring Lake, and the newspapers would show up and all kind of stuff. So he'd known Bammer for a while, and I guess him and Shane gelled. So they they were all hanging out together, and they all got the triple threat tattoos, and they were all really good friends.
Yeah. With Bam Bam, Don Morocco told me a story that this is when he was first in the WWF. He'd only been in the business a couple of years, and he was loudly complaining that he was only making something like $14,000 a week.
I could. Who said that?
That was Bam Bam Bigelow was complaining he was making that much. Sorry, Don Morocco told me the story.
Oh. Yeah, I guess I could see that if he. It could be. I know Bammer made a lot of money. Just that one match with Lawrence Taylor, I think he made, if not $1 million, close to $1 million for that match.
Yes.
And he always had loot. Even years later, he was a guy that used to keep a lot of loot around the house. So there was times when my bro was not doing so well, like financially. Bammer would hit him off with some money. When Chris was going through his shit. So yeah, Bammer made a lot of money. He'd been doing it for a while.
Yeah, there seems to be two completely separate Bam Bam Bigelows. The early ones who was the quite hard to deal with, and then by the time he got back to the WWF in I don't know 93, I think. Pretty really professional and stuff like that. I mean, have you got any more Bam Bam Bigelow stories that you can share with us?
I have a ton of them. I mean, he was always so laid back. Like, come on, dude. Like he would put it like this. So he lived in Asbury Park, and me and Chris trained at this gym, Jersey Shore Fitness Shop in Bradley Beach. And it was a chest day, and me and my brother we probably had 365 on the bench, and we're gonna hit it for 4 to 6 reps. Bammer stops in, probably smells like smoke. Comes over, he's like, "What are y'all doing? Lifting weights, dude?" He's like, "Let me try." Gets under there, just freaking knocks it out like it's nothing. Like, he was just one of those guys that he just had that natural strength, and he was always really laid back and cool. And if you want me to skip ahead and tell a funny Bam Bam story,
no, you don't have to skip ahead at all. Carry on.
So we maybe in Bammer left New Jersey, and he's like, he's telling us over the phone. He's like, I opened up Bam Bam Bigelow's ice cream parlor and sandwich shop in Pennsylvania, and he's like, it's on 3 acres. He's like, for the grand opening, I want to do Bam Fest. He's like, so at the time he bought the ECW ring. We had it set up at his friend's garage in Belmar, which is down by us. And he's like, we'll get the ring truck, bring it up here. We'll have wrestling. We'll have bouncy castles for the kids. We'll have arm wrestling contests, live bands, like all these different things, right? So we're at Bam Fest, we wrestle. The first thing that happens is he's like, I don't want to oversaturate it with wrestling. So we had 4 matches: Balls versus Mike Cruel, me versus Thunderbolt, Paulie B versus Ray Apollo, who was Doink, and Bam Bam versus my brother. And then me and the guys, we got in a tug of war contest. So it was like me, my brother, 3 of my buddies, Bammer and Balls, and we're winning. Like, we're in the finals, right? We were kicking everybody's ass at tug of war, and then in the finals we come up against a professional tug of war team. These guys are like 400 to 500 pounds each. They're chalking their hands up. They freaking have like football cleats on, and so anyway, we huddle up. My brother's like, "Yo, there's no way we're beating these fat dudes." He's like, "So let's get them going a little bit, and then on 3, we'll let the rope go." So we're going, they're going. We go 1, 2, 3. We let it go. They went. They fucking flew like far, really far, like all the way to the parking lot. One dude knocked into the ring truck, and they jumped up like they were going to do something for a second. And Bam was like, "What are you going to do?" And then they were all like, "Yeah." They kind of like slinked away. But it was so funny, man. Like I thought they would just like fall down. They went like bowling pins, like and flew like half a block. It was pretty crazy.
With I'll ask one more, Bam Bam, then we'll move on. But like, where does he rank for you in like the best big men category?
I don't know if I could think of any better than him. You know, he's right up there. I mean, I'd put him at. I just in my. I put him at number 1. I suppose. I mean, who else was better than Bammer?
I mean, like Vader, maybe.
Vader. I was gonna say Vader's up there with him. But I mean, skill wise, he could move, the way he could move and the shit he could do for being such a big guy. It was just really impressive.